What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here. In this video, we'll be taking a look at some loadouts and strategies to use to beat the Aphelion's Rest Lost Sector on Legend difficulty. To do this, the first thing you need to know are the modifiers for this Lost Sector. It is a taken Lost Sector, meaning you have Unstoppable Phalanxes and Overload Hobgoblins. The modifier is Epitaph, meaning taken combatants generate Blight Geysers when defeated. This Lost Sector has Stasis Burn, meaning that stasis damage both dealt and received is increased by 50%. This Lost Sector only has Void Shields to deal with, and as is always the case, we have Locked Loadout, Match Game, Extra Shields, and Limited Revives. With that out of the way, let's take a look at the first build. For this build, we are on Hunter, running Top Tree Nightstalker, Way of the Trapper. We have 100 mobility with the exotic chest piece 6 Coyote for a second dodge charge, and we are running Marksman Dodge to reload our weapons. We have Taking Charge on to gain stacks of Charge with Light from picking up Orbs of Power, and we are running 3 Argent Ordnance mods to make our rockets hit for 35% more damage when we are charged with light. We have the Whispering Slab Kinetic Bow on for stunning Overload champions, and we have the exotic Linear Fusion Rifle Lorentz Driver for stunning Unstoppables and dealing with Void Shields. Lastly, we are using the Void Rocket Launcher Royal Entry, and we also have Taken Spec on our weapons so that we do 10% more damage to all the enemies in the Lost Sector. That is it for the build. Let's check out the run. This build is pretty good for this Lost Sector, but Stasis Hunter could also be used effectively here if you ran it the right way. The reason I like Nightstalker here though is at the end you can tether the boss and take everything out with just one rocket. A Silence and Squall could take out the adds pretty well too, so it just depends what you prefer. There's no real secret to this Lost Sector or things that you really need to watch out for. Only thing I can really say is you want a weapon that can deal with hordes of adds at once relatively easily, and you want to kill the taken Scions quickly before they start multiplying. That is really it. This is a pretty straightforward Lost Sector. I will now let you watch the rest of the run and catch you for the next build. For this build, we're on Middle Tree Striker, Code of the Missile. We have the exotic chest piece Curious of the Falling Star on to make our super deal more damage. We have an Elemental Well build on with Elemental Ordnance to create Wells of Light, and Font of Wisdom to get increased intellect. We also have Elemental Charge, which will give us 2 stacks of Charge with Light when we pick up a well. And finally, we have High Energy Fire on to get an increase to weapon damage when we are charged with Light. We have Ashes to Assets on our helmet to gain super energy from grenade kills, and we have Linear Fusion Rifle Ammo Finder and Scavenger on. We also have Particle Deconstruction to make our fusion rifle deal increased damage. For weapons, we have the Witherhoard Exotic Grenade Launcher for taking out groups of adds, the Void Bow Imperial Needle for dealing with void shields and stunning Overload Hobgoblins, and the Stasis Linear Fusion Rifle Reed's Regret with Vorpal Weapon for taking out the champions. Enjoy the run. For the final build, we have the Warlock. We are running Top Tree Voidwalker, the Attunement of Chaos. We have the Exotic Gauntlets Controverse Hold, and are pairing it with Vortex Grenades and 100 Discipline so that we can spam our grenades. We have Ashes to Assets on our helmet to give us more super energy for grenade kills, and then we just have on Taking Charge and High Energy Fire to give us a boost to weapon damage. There's nothing crazy going on with this build, as I opted for Discipline and Recovery mods to get 100 for both stats. We also have Particle Deconstruction on our Bond to make our Linear Fusion Rifle deal more damage. We have Linear Fusion Rifle Ammo Finder and Scavenger to keep our ammo reserves up, and Solar Damage Resistance and Concussive Dampener for survivability. For weapons, we have the Aegir's Scepter Exotic Trace Rifle for ad control and to take advantage of the Stasis Burn. We once again have the Imperial Needle, as we need something to deal with the Overload Champions and the Void Shields, and swords are a bit of a risky play. And lastly, we have the Void Linear Fusion Rifle Threaded Needle for stunning the Unstoppables and taking out the Overload Hobgoblins as well. Another great option in this Lost Sector, especially if you are lower light, is to run Le Monarch. It can spread poison to other enemies on precision hits, so it is a good option for killing adds, and the poison damage over time is great for dealing with the Overload Hobgoblins. I beat the master version of this Lost Sector at 20 light level below power, and that is the bow that I used. So if you are lower light and struggling, maybe try that out. But for this video, I really wanted to use Ager's Scepter, and Witherhoard and Lorentz Driver were also too good to pass up. I also tried running this Lost Sector with Nova Warp, and the super is great at the end, but I find that grenades from Top Tree are too good to pass up in this Lost Sector. Obviously, many build combinations can work here though, and hopefully some of my recommendations were able to help you farm this quickly and efficiently. If they were, then a like would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to see more content like this, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future uploads. That is going to do it from me. If you made it this far, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Happy Lost Sector farming, and take care.